Hi there, Ronnie Figueroa here, and I want to present a few things. Um, I'm not sure where I'm going to start, but I do know and feel very strongly that I want to, and I think I need to, um, try to encourage people to see the more reality that we have in our lives and that it's in the world and how important it is to tap into that energy, spirit, self actualization, different kinds of words we can say. And the words and the concepts in and of themselves aren't really the important thing. The really important thing is that we get it and that we see that there is this life that's universal, that connects us together, that is calling for us, yearning for us to join together and to change ourselves significantly in a short period of time and for it to affect the entire world. And one of the big problems with if you want to call it new age concepts or spirituality, religions, philosophies, psychologies, is that it only goes so far. There's been some really great things that have been accomplished, but not nearly enough for what we truly need to change ourselves, again, in a relatively shorter period of time with really consistent results that are ongoing and that truly dramatically change us. And then we see the follow up acts of synchronicity, or what I call acts of synchronicity slash miracles, that will occur. And sometimes things will occur that don't feel so great or that don't seem so great. But if once we tap into this, we just kind of we have this belief, this faith, this courage, this confidence that what we're doing is good, is real, and it's helpful for the world, and we're taking a risk. And then when we see the next positive thing or act of synchronicity, it even encourages us that much more so to follow through, to continue moving forward, to continue moving forward with what I call like the crossroads of life. And I think I've said this before on one of these YouTube videos, that that crossroad, like any crossroad, it goes in four directions: forward, back, and left and right. And what we all need to understand is that we need to continue to move forward on that crossroad. But what most of us do, and to all of us to some degree or another, we either stay stagnant and still and just are comfortably numb in that place of just being there in the center part, or we'll veer to the left or we'll veer to the right, or even going backwards, which may be worse. But then again, maybe just standing still may be worse. We need to be direct and honest and learn the simple technique that can help us. And again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. It all boils down to bringing ourselves back to this place that is us. There's different tools that we can use, but the tools are secondary in comparison to just being here. We rely too much on the tools instead of just saying, no, this is where I am, this is what I am. Now let me use a tool. And the best tool is what we have here, our bodies. I say focus on your heart or that place in your area. I use the heart because it's such an amazing thing. We can use it in these practices. And even with that, the simple practice is just bringing yourself back here inside of yourself, looking inside, letting everything come up. You can say come up to the heart area, come up to the heart and mind, but letting everything come up, the good, the bad, the ugly, and whatever you're feeling or nothing. And then just releasing it in this place. Sometimes it doesn't feel so great. Sometimes you feel pressured. Sometimes you feel, oh my God, things are against me, or people are against me, or the world is against me. Whatever you might feel, or you might feel great. And then you're bringing that up too, and you're constantly living in this place. Because the tools, even just practicing, which is a consistent thing that we need to do, and we need to see how important it is to continue doing this in a moment by moment basis. And then what happens is our lives change. We trust this more. We're living in this more. It becomes more of a naturalistic thing. We've got to get away from the tools, from the books, from the uh, groups, from the gurus, from everyone who's telling you to do this. And I'm telling you, I've seen this. I'm seeing it more and more happen experientially, as well as with other people that I counsel or that I help. So I have to continue to just say this out loud to everybody. All of the stuff, which can be good, but just think about it. The books, the seminars, the groups, the teachers, the churches, the this, how many we go to, and how much has your life truly, truly significantly changed? Some of us can have a cathartic experience, and that's enough. Okay, I got off of drugs, I've got off of this, I'm not, my brain isn't all confused anymore, so I'm good to go. But we should never, ever stay still. We should never, ever settle for just what is. It's all about expansion. Like the universe, it's expansion, it's moving, it's constantly growing. And that's what we've got to do. And here's some little tips that help. And again, it's so simple. It's so simple. And it's really amazing how the simplest of concepts to help ourselves can be the most difficult for human beings to maintain. We come up with our excuses, our rationales, our reasons. I don't have any time, the kids, the jobs, this, the that. But when you start getting how important this is, and that's another thing that we need to grow into, to see how real and important it is to do this for ourselves and other people. Once you start getting that, it becomes more and more of a reality. And then you find yourself giving out more of this to other people. You can't help it. And one of the things that occurs when you practice doing this, the bringing things up and the releasing parts of it, it's like layers begin to reveal themselves. It's like that analogy of the onion. You're peeling layers and layers, layers, layers until there's nothing else left to peel. And then you see your reality once you do that. And then you're living in it and you're experiencing it, which is much more important than all the books and all the teachings that can rev you up for a while, and then you kind of go back, and then it becomes addictive. And that's one of the key things that's happening more and more with the if you want to call it the New Age movements, the wanting to find oneself, the spirituality, self-help kinds of concepts. Is it important to help the self? Yeah. And is it important to take care of the self? Yeah. But you're doing this in order to heal other people. And we should never wait until, okay, I'm great now I can help other people. I heard this saying once, is that if you truly want to help yourself, then help someone else. So no matter what state you are, you can practice these things of moving forward and taking these risks. The key part, again, is practicing bringing yourself back to awareness, presence, and with a positive intention. That helps you get back here to this place of wholeness, of oneness. And once you get the spark of that, that's all you need to do, is to keep bringing yourself back there. Now, another thing that does happen to pull us away, and that's why so many people can't maintain this or stay in this state, because that other voice that we've been conditioned by all our lives through traumas, through conditionings, is fighting us to say no. That unconscious voice that we don't even consciously know is going on, it would rather keep us here. It would rather see us die. That unconscious part that has that negative conditioned thing inside of us, those stuck things. So you got to keep bringing them up. You got to keep bringing them up. It could be painful at first, but then you heal, and then it becomes easier, then it becomes more naturalistic. And we've got to get away from all the books, all of these people, all these teachers who are making millions and millions of dollars, and we're looking at them, and basically we're using them as our addiction or our idol, because people just for some reason, and maybe it's even genetic, we have to have some kind of an idol. Do we need one another? Yes, but the best way, is to create local groups that are truly doing this, just sharing their hearts, just really allowing themselves to be healed and releasing things and letting things up and really, really letting things be exposed. And then when you do, you get here. And once you're here, you know you have to keep going forward. My voice, I've heard good things about what I'm saying, and I've heard some really bad things about what I'm saying. But there's enough of the good things, and there's enough of the what I call acts of synchronicity / miracles that has me strongly, strongly believing that I'm going in a better direction than I ever have in my entire life. Seeing all the changes that have occurred, I've said this before, experientially in my life within the past couple of years, more so than the 30 plus years that I've been a counselor, that I've been involved with spirituality or New Age kinds of concepts. And I'm going to throw this out too. Most of the stuff that's out there is more problematic than helpful. By going to too many of the books, by going to learning this thing or learning that process or learning this process, it's one thing and it's within you. You can use the tools, but you can't rely. You can, but you shouldn't, because it's not good to make just Reiki the thing, or just one type of church, whether it's the Catholic Church is everything, the Muslim church is everything, this church is everything. My concept is everything. We all have error, even though there's some really good things in them. And I don't want anybody to leave what they're doing. I'm just saying, don't let it become you. You be you. And find that truth within you. Even if you're using the tools, which again are secondary, I'm even going to say it's insignificant. Anything, the churches, the groups, the books, everything is insignificant in comparison to being here with this spirit, with this God that's in you already and is trying to just be released so that we can truly heal the world. So, if you're hearing this and if it's making sense to you, please, please find people, groups that are hearing this, that are believing this. If you want more information from me, then you can email me at ronfiggy, that's RONFIGGY @gmail.com, or you can look at my website, which is ronholisticcounselor.com. And it'll take you into my other site, which is called the Holistic Energy Healing Institute.com. So that's it. Awareness. When we're aware, we see different things. We know that and the part is, like, with this awareness and presence, and with being with a genuine positive intention. And I want to emphasize that word, genuine. Saying and taking that risk of letting words come out, letting the feelings come out, even if you're not sure what it's going to sound like or what it's going to feel like. I'm learning to see that this is the healing thing, and I want to do more of this. So join me, please, join me. Let us get together somehow, and let us continue to expand this concept, which is a little bit different, I think, than many other, if not most. And let's see how we can all break through in a quicker way. I've done it for myself, again, like I say, more so within the past couple of years than ever. There's been different things that I've had in my life. I'll throw this one out. I'm trying to keep this down to 15 minutes. I think it's 14 something now. I've said this before. I had severe asthma, needing prescription medication. I've had seizure disorders where my license was taken away. I was on disability. Heart condition that they can't recognize any heart condition the same way anymore. The asthma, I haven't had any kind of real attacks or needing medication in years. Herpes outbreaks, even in years, haven't had any. Seizures in years, I haven't had any. So I may have missed a few there. I have a business now. I'm in the best physical and emotional shape that I've ever been in my life at 65. So there's something to it. So can some people say, well, yeah, it's a placebo effect, and your mind said you had to do this, and it was mindfulness, and it's just that, and all that's a part of it. But the most important part of it is something exists here universally that's in us and in us all. And the more we tap into it, the more these healing things will occur. Not that you look for their healing or have to have the results, but they do occur. And more and more and more for yourself and for other people. The acts of synchronicity / miracles happen more consistently. So please, please, let's join together with this, and let's change ourselves, and let's truly significantly change the world. So with that, just say peace, love, and freedom for us all. Thank you.